Come join the Chira Project. Become a full-time family member for life. Join the madness and where things just might get weird. Now, here's your host, Chira.
Hey everyone, I'm Chira.
And I'm Richard Zong.
And welcome to
the Chira Project.
Yes, that's right. And you guys know how we do it here. I'm going to give you the recap first before we actually get into the new episode. Recap goes as follows. Last week we had an awesome episode where we went over dolls and puppets. You know, those scary little damn dolls in the middle of the night. They would, scare the daylights out of you and try to go use the restroom. And then next week we get to go over... Technically, he's like the birth father of anything related to you're going to sleep, you're going to have a nightmare type situation. It's none other than the Sandman.
Woo!
Yeah. Mr. Sandman going to come get you. No, he not.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
The worst song those ladies could ever sing.
All more and that next week.
Yes, definitely.
But on today's exciting segment is none other than dun dun dun, the clowns. Yes.
And it's unfortunate too because before we actually got into the process of recording this episode, I actually let Chira know I have an aunt who was a professional clown for many, many years, over 20 years. Her and her partner used to do amazing shows and stuff. I wanted to have her on this episode, but because of our conflict in schedules, we couldn't do it. But we're still going to give you guys a good episode nonetheless. And yes, clowns. The evil, squeaky nose, painted faces, red fro hair wearing freaks of nature who I truly love. And I know that some of you guys are afraid of. But they're awesome nonetheless. Clowns, man!
Let's murder all the clowns!
No,
Murder
no.
the clowns! Murder the clowns! Murder the clowns!
Clowns are our friends.
No, they're not!
Yes, they are.
Hell no!
I mean, I guess for me it's a little more easy to say that they are since, again, my relative was a clown, so I don't really have the phobia of being afraid of clowns. Something that I believe you're fully aware of there, Chira. So why don't you tell them your reason why you're afraid of a clown and the actual name of that phobia? That'd be pretty awesome.
Alright, well, I did a little, like Q&A, like always, up on the blog, so it's up on the Chira Project Facebook page. But it says here, why do clowns go from funny to evil? Well, clowns can go from cute and funny at kids' birthday parties, like Krusty the Clown or Pagliacci. But where did this go from funny to evil? Honestly, I'm not sure, but most people like clowns, and there are those people who are afraid of clowns. Fear of clowns. A deception of an evil clown, a character depicted in the media which might cause anxiety to someone with coulrophobia. I'm not sure if I'm even saying this right, but I'll spell it to you guys. Of course, because you all know that my English is not so good. It's my second language. But it's spelled Coulrophobia.
Okay, even with you spelling it, my brain still went, huh? So, just to sum it up real quick, to make it easy for you guys, you have clownophobia. That's the one I'm going to use. You're afraid of clowns, you have clownophobia. No scientific, Latin-derived word for a damn phobia.
Well, I put it in the... Look at the comment box that I...
All I'm saying.
Look at the damn comment box, dude.
Clownophobia. I see the comment box and I see the way it's spelled, and I'm still going to say what you have is clownophobia. You're afraid of clowns. I'll make it easy on myself so it's easy on y'all. You're afraid of clowns. That's what it is. But what I was trying to find out, when was your first instant, though, Chira, that made you afraid of clowns? What happened? He throw popcorn at you? He pop a balloon near you? What?
No, I mean, as a kid, my mom gave me this this beach towel. And it was none other than Bozo the Clown. I was scared to death of that towel, because I'm always thinking that, the clown was going to pop out of the towel and murder me.
Well, I can see how that can mess up a kid's mind, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm laughing at it, but it just feels so good to have a little bit of a payback after all these episodes she got me on. Yes, I'm being a little bit of an evil bastard here, torturing her, as she tortured me through so many episodes. So now it's mine. Now I think I'm going to send like a bunch of clown balloons and cotton candy and stuff to your front door. Just for the shits and giggles factor of it.
I'll just wait until Halloween.
Why, so I can dress up as a big old clown? Yes, sir!
Just watch. The family jewels there might be, bye-bye.
They'll be padded with cotton candy. You won't be able to get to them. Not gonna happen.
But let me tell you something. I worked at Magic Mountain during Fright Fest. This was around October. And come on, we all know Fright Fest. We love going to Magic Mountain during Fright Fest so we can get scared. Right? No?
Not me. I haven't been to a Fright Fest, a Universal Fright, or a Knott's Berry Farm Fright. It's just not going to happen. Because the last time I ever stepped foot during one of their haunted things, it was at Knott's Berry Farm, and I sat down on the bench because I was letting my big old self rest, since I'm a big boy and I need to get a couple minutes of rest there, and the park is huge. And one of the gentlemen in costume as a werewolf thought it was funny to sneak up behind me and lean over my shoulder with his wolf costume on, just to further get mad as I came up over the bench, tackled him, and threw him about 3 feet away from me. Yes.
Damn!
Hence security running over and attempting to arrest me when I told him the only reason why that wolf got tossed is because he scared the daylights out of me. He's lucky he's still alive.
Damn! What did security do?
No, mind you, I'm all for getting scared. If I'm at a park for that purpose, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Mm-hmm. But if I'm sitting down to rest, I can't reiterate that enough. If I'm sitting down to rest, I am off limits. You do not scare me when I'm resting. If you scared me when I'm resting, what had happened will happen all the time. You will get tossed. So I'm okay with theme parks scaring me. But if you see my big old butt sitting down to rest, you step away.
Well, my situation was a hair little different. I was actually working at Magic Mountain during Fright Fest.
Okay.
And I was actually working at the food services. Okay. Worst job ever. Do not, and I repeat, do not work at food services. Seriously, it's the worst job ever. Go work over at the gaming stand. I wish I had that job because my older brother, he was also working at Magic Mountain as well. My older brother, and he was working over at the video games, the gaming stand things.
Gaming booth.
Yeah. Thank you. The gaming booth. So
smart man.
So my older brother was working at the gaming booth. I was in food services. I hate that job, and I envied my brother. But anyways, come around Fright Fest, one of my coworkers, who was actually one of my good friends, we were having dinner, and we were just sitting down and whatnot, and we get into talking. I happened to mention that I'm scared to death of clowns. And so we started talking.
Your first mistake.
Right? So we get to start talking again. We start eating our dinner. And he says, I'll be right back. I'm like, alright, not a problem. He went and found one of the actors that, was dressed up as a clown.
Classic.
So apparently, when he came back, we started talking again some more, and again eating our dinner. This clown came over start chasing me through the goddamn theme park. And luckily for me, I took off with my soda in my hand. I stopped and I'm like, light bulb, ding, 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 ding. Liquid, face paint. Liquid, face paint. I got an idea. I took the cap off of my soda. I said, you come any closer and you're going to say bye-bye to your makeup. And he's like, you would. And I'm like, try me. Try me. Come any closer. Come on. I dare you. Come closer.
I guess you could have said in that instance, you weren't clowning around. Yes. Thank you, everybody. I'm here till Friday. That was good.
So, the guy ended up leaving. I went back and I smacked Charlie upside his head. I'm like, what the hell is the matter with you?
Oh, man, I wish I was there with a video camera. It would have been straight to YouTube moment.
It's like, where's the video camera? We could win $10,000. Watch what happens.
Exactly. Well, as we were so graciously recounted with that story from Chira about her experience with being afraid of clowns, now we're going to go a little deeper into the psyche and into the childhood memories of those of you who are afraid of clowns. I do apologize beforehand. Be prepared to have, the daylight scared out of you again. But there are several references to many a clown who are evil in this world and scary on their own. The likes of infamous serial killer John Wayne Gacy, who is known as Pogo the Clown, a very scary individual who killed a bunch of people. Then you have independent wrestler Pogo the Clown, who uses that same gimmick, and he's a very big and scary gentleman. And to go down the list, you have Stephen King in the iconic book It, that was turned into a movie with Pennywise the Clown, the crazy serial killer one. Very scary images. Have you seen that movie, Chira?
Hell no, and I do not want to see that fucking movie.
I figured she would say that, folks, but I had to ask her anyways. It was awesome. Those of you who've seen it like myself know that that movie was no joke. It was insanely scary. And I'm pretty sure some of you who did see it when you were younger probably had a few nightmares with Pennywise. I know I did. Damn that clown. Now, there's also an awesome episode on Supernatural, Season 2, Episode 2. I can't really remember the full title of the name, but it's pretty much the premise is this. Clown who can only show up to kids. They, check it out, imagination, only to kids, go figure, would befriend a child saying he wanted to play with him. Now, the kid's the only one who could see it. Parents probably sitting there going, what's going on with my child? She's messed up. I'm going to take her in to get tested. No, she's just having a really cool imagination that you guys are going to be the unfortunate ones receiving the butt end of that. So once he friends the child, he has them invite him over to their house to play. Well, little do they know, once the clown gets in the house to play, it's a demonic entity that's dressed like a clown. So it decides to kill the mother or the father, whoever technically is the parent at home. You get to get killed by a demonically possessed clown figure that only your child can see. Yay, hooray, one more good one for the clowns. I think not. If my child was ever talking to an imaginary friend, I'm going to know full and well who it is, what it is, and how long it's around. Now, let's see. To go down the list even more, you have the iconic and infamous, and I'm pretty sure Kiro hasn't seen this movie as well because it was pretty creepy. It was a cheesy B-rated horror movie, but man, it was a cult classic. And that was Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I take it you haven't seen that one either, right?
Screw you! I ain't watching any of these damn clown movies. Screw you!
But they're so worth it, though. Here she is telling me I'm a big chicken shit because I won't watch horror movies. And I watch these horror movies about clown, and now those have turned, haven't they, Chira?
Bite
now
me!
Now you're like, I don't think so. I'm not going to go there. No.
I'll watch any other horror movies, but leave me the hell alone when it comes to clowns. Bite me and screw you.
Well, okay. Everyone knows Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It was an awesome concept for a movie. Very, very cheesy, very B-rated horror. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of B-rated horror. Some stuff, if it's beyond the skew of being too unbelievable, it'll lose my attention span, and I'm pretty much done from that. But this was perfectly done, in my opinion, because of the cheesiness factor, the fact that you know it was clowns, and the fact that they're saying they're from outer space. It was all just humor and good fun. You also had the fact that they were like demonically evil aliens of some type, but they were scary. That was the key factor. Each one of these clowns were just eerie looking. I mean, just like, oh, no. Still, awesome movie in my personal collection. If that doesn't give you nightmares about clowns, I don't know what it is. Killer Clowns from Outer Space will give you nightmares. If you physically focus on those faces too much, it's going to mess you up. It's going to throw you off, and you're going to be like, no, I can't do this no more. Sorry, kids, there's no more trips to Barnum and Bailey Circus, no more trips to the carnival. None of that stuff. It's not going to happen.
You know, but speaking of which, the only thing that I will watch, and I actually have it on VHS, and I love this to death because it's acrobats and everything, and it's really, really interesting, and it's Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah. It's a very popular one. Everyone really digs that.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I will, actually watch. But the thing is, there is a headless. I think it's a headless clown in there. I'm not sure. But,
awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, as long as it's headless, I'm fine.
It's just as long as it doesn't have makeup and a creepy looking face that can smile at me, I can look at it.
Mm-hmm. As long as it's headless, like the Headless Horseman, I'm fine.
Oh, man, that's another good iconic guy. The Headless Horseman, love him. Okay, let's see. We just covered those. And then to dip into my realm, you have Carnival, Carnevil. Probably one of the coolest first-person shooter arcade games ever to be based on a haunted carnival ever put on this planet. The clowns in there are creepy. Rob Zombie does the whole official soundtrack for that game. It is so truly epic. I definitely recommend you guys playing it. It may not scare the crap out of you, but it'll scare the crap out of somebody who is afraid of clowns, like Chira. And then you also have Twisted Metal Sweet Tooth. The clown himself, who's been there since part one. Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal is a very eerie-looking clown. Very sinister smile, really insane look. Always trips me out. Used to enjoy playing it back in the day for PS1. Still played it a little bit for PS3. Definitely will scare a child if they play it. Chira, you have any follow-ups on this? Any other ones you want to toss out there?
ICP.
Yes. Insane Clown Posse. Mm-hmm. Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope themselves. Guys who came from nothing in the mean streets of Detroit and built a cult-following empire. Very cool. I enjoy a lot of their original stuff. I'm not really a big fan of the later stuff. It's not as good as it used to be. Very eerily themed, very cool look, very sinister paint jobs that they use. A totally fantastic remorphing of original concept to make it something more, and they kept moving with it. Still a big fan, like I said, of their old school stuff. Don't really like enough of their new school stuff. And to go on the record, just to back up any juggalos who might be listening, I'm not a full juggalo myself. I'm considered a jugga homie. I got you guys' back. You are a music cult. You are not, and I repeat, not, for any law enforcement official who might be reading this, or, well, not reading it, but listening to it and screening this episode we're doing, they are not a gang. A gang are people who listen to rap music beforehand, not after the fact. Just figured I'd throw that out there for you guys. And keep enjoying that music, and keep enjoying the fact that they're very sinister, very cool looking, and they have a whole originality to them that makes them a very popular item. And the fact that they're clowns is pretty awesome.
Well, what about the fact that it was said that their music had a lot to do with a lot of these clown movies?
Yeah, they picked off elements from all of them, which I don't blame them. It was an ingenious idea. That, like I said, they took a very original old school concept of the clown itself, and they remorphed it into something that was more of a viable and marketable committee. Well, I guess I could say committee. And they made it something bigger than what it was. And I mean, they have a huge following from it. It's just because it's all clown based. You know, it's funny. Now, would really be funny if someone liked the music and they were afraid of the clowns. Now, that would make me laugh. That would. It'd make me giggle. It's like, you're into the music, but you don't like clowns. That's like, okay. That's funny in itself right there.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, as a for instance, I don't personally know anyone who's afraid of clowns and listens to the music, because that's kind of contradictory of themselves.
I don't know. I don't know the music, never heard of it. I know... I know people who love the band. One person, I don't talk to her anymore, and the other person is, again, I hardly talk to him, so...
Yeah, well, okay, since we're still on the clown theme, and I can talk about this, and, we're still talking about, the bedtime story series, but I'm going to take a minute real quick right here to just tell you guys this. I'm a fan of music. I am a very eclectic fan of music. If it doesn't sound pleasing to my ear, I'm not going to listen to it. I won't listen to it for simply just because I'm still a fan and I'm going to back them up on it. No, if your music winds up starting to sound like poo-poo, I'm going to let you know, because I'm going to stop listening to it. Now, even though I'm a diehard fan, there has been musicians that upset me, and I no longer listen to their music because they changed their styles so drastically that the music is horrible now. Now, with that being said, to the juggalos and juggalettes out there, I understand you guys follow the order to a T. I agree with you on the old school stuff, but the new school stuff is horrible. Don't try to bite my head off for pointing that out. And number two, it's music. It's meant to listen to and enjoy. It's not meant for you guys to basically write your own Bible code of ethics based upon it and sit there and give people who are in the normal part of society SHIT for it. We're just trying to live and be happy ourselves. The only reason why I say that is because there's certain fractions and certain sections and certain groups of juggalos and juggalettes who take that stuff a little too far and a little too much to the extreme. There's a time and place for everything, gentlemen and ladies. You guys should know where that barrier line should be drawn and whether or not to cross it, because that's why you have the trouble following you that you do now. You took it a little too serious. You got yourself on the radar, and now you're fighting to claim that you're a PG-type entity rather than, oh my God, we're classified as a very dangerous organization. But with that being said about clowns, I'll move away from that, and we'll get back at the topic at hand. We're going down movies that will definitely influence you not being able to sleep and creeping you out about clowns. We talked about it. We talked about Killer Clowns from Outer Space. We talked about the crazy serial killer John Wayne Gacy. We talked about independent wrestler Pogo the Clown. We talked about the clown episode of Supernatural. We talked about Chira's running with the clown at her former work. I can also throw into the mix, we talked about Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. We talked about the clowns from Carnival. And I'm also going to mention Spawn the comics. If for any Spawn fans out there, like I am, Violator the Clown, who was designed by Todd McFarlane, is by far one of the scariest freaking clowns I've ever seen. Definitely wouldn't want to tangle with him. And not only is he scary looking, he's just very filthy looking, and you don't know what type of disease you're going to catch from him.
Don't touch him, boys and girls.
No, don't. No. Highly recommend that you know it. Is there any more that you know of that you want to mention, Kira?
Before I get into that, I want to say that, I want to say this real quick before we get back into talking about all the movies. For the blog post and how I finally have it situated to the way I want it to. So the Q&A part goes, what is the origin of clowns? Then you'll have like a little brief blip about that. Who gave birth to clowns? Was this Joseph Grimaldi? When was clowns born? Around 2400 BC, but that could be wrong. Where did clowns come from? Around the 5th dynasty of Egypt. And why do clowns, go from funny to evil? It's basically the Q&A is basically who, what, when, where, why, and how. I do not have the how in there because I couldn't actually find a sentence that would go with how and clowns and all that. And then we and then then you'll get your daily dose of Critics Pick, along with the title of, the blog. Since we're talking about clowns, we decided to, do our daily Critics Pick. And you're getting 30 awesome Critics Pick for clowns. And then, of course, underneath it would be a video from YouTube, if I could find one, which I actually did. I found a YouTube video about the clown statue.
Oh, wait, do tell about this. Clown statue of what?
Well, it's something similar to what you said about the parents and the child and having an imaginary playmate, which is the clown. It's something similar, but along the way it got twisted around.
Like most good things do.
Yeah, of course. The parents went out and they called in the babysitter. The babysitter put the kid to bed, but of course, the parents thought that the kid was seeing things or a little paranoid or whatever. That the kid kept seeing a clown, and when the babysitter saw this clown at the in the corner of the room, just standing there, she called the kid's parents up. The father told her to get the kid and go to the nearest neighbor's house and call me on the phone. So she grabbed the kid. They went to the nearest neighbor and they called, the parents back. They got home. The police were already there. They were looking throughout the house for the killer. And the biggest thing that I cannot stress enough: do not go into the basement without an army. Because here's why. The clown was hiding out in the basement and killed one of the officers that went down there.
Pretty funny. A clown killed the pig. Wow.
Yeah.
What's also kind of cool is, as you're referencing this and you're explaining it, Chira, it also kind of explains the whole premise and basis of the episode of Supernatural. The one about the kids who would see the clown that they can only see, and then he would go inside the house and kill the parents because it was a demonic entity. Mm-hmm. So you can definitely see where research like this we do for the show, other people have been doing that same research because they're pulling off these ideas and coming up with cooler concepts for future ideas.
This reminds me of an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer where all these kids saw this clown, because these kids were in a hospital and they were really, really sick, and these kids can only see this clown, and the only time you can actually see this clown is if you're really, really sick. And these kids were telling Buffy about this. I forgot the season number, the episode number, and the name of it. But
we're sorry about that. You guys are going to have to go hunting for it, but we're letting you know the premise of it.
Yeah, so these kids, were telling Buffy about it. They drew a picture, of this thing and gave it to Buffy. And because Buffy was in the hospital, for something I don't remember, I'm sorry about that, but the doctor was actually giving these kids experimental drugs, and that's how they were able to see this clown, this evil clown. And so Buffy decided to literally inject herself with these drugs so she could see this clown, fight this clown, and defeat him and save the children.
Oh, defeated him on his own turf in his realm, eh?
Yeah, and the thing is, Xander was actually there with her. And, from Xander's point of view, all you see is Buffy hitting nothing but air. And you see her flying across the room out of nowhere.
Oh, the joys of hallucinogenics.
Yeah, but from Buffy's point of view, you could actually see this clown. You could actually see her fighting it. You could see this clown throwing her. But in Xander's point of view, it's like there's nothing there.
Yeah, well, see, that's one of the cool things that we get to cover basis on in this episode of, the Unexplained with the Bedtime Story series, talking about clowns. Is even though they may look cute and all, there's still that other type of clown, the evil type of clowns that you have to be aware of, and these are one of them. Mm-hmm. Now, we're not saying it's all true, but we're saying we're giving you the information for in case it's true.
Yeah, but speaking of information, I want to finish this up real quick. Underneath the YouTube videos, I put in there my links and Richard's links of information that we could find. And then, of course, underneath that, I managed to find a really, really awesome picture. Okay, you know the picture where Jesus is having his Last Supper with all these guys?
Yes.
Well, it's Pennywise having his last laugh with all the clowns that you could think of. And Richard, you want to name all these clowns?
So you mean you're talking about all the iconic classic clowns, right?
Yep.
So let me see if I can do it off the top of my head. You have Jack Nicholson Joker, Cesar Romero Joker, Heath Ledger Joker. You have the clown mask of the child Michael Myers in the revised movie that Rob Zombie did, Halloween. You have Captain Spaulding from The Devil's Rejects, played by Sig Haig. You have Pennywise, of course, for Stephen King's It. You have Homie the Clown from The Living Color. You have Jigsaw the Clown / Puppet from Saw, the movie franchise. And you have Ronald McDonald, of course.
Krusty the Clown.
And I can't remember who the last one is.
Jack in the Box.
Well, but see, okay. He's in there because he's a classic icon in the fast food industry. He's not technically a clown, but he's able to be put in there because he's still under the guideline of what clowns use. Jack in the Box are a very favorite toy that clowns used to use. And also to go back and mention when you were talking about the origin of clowns on the blog that you put up, people should also be reminded that it probably goes back a little bit farther than what Kira initially stated, because court jesters were technically the first clowns before makeup started being introduced. They did the whole get up and the whole thing.
Back in the medieval days.
Yes, they were awesome ones. And the scary thing about that, even though it's a little off topic, just to let you guys know how serious they took their funny, and thank God I'm a very funny man because I'd probably be able to live. Back in those days, as a court jester, if you weren't able to make the king or royalty laugh, two things happened. You never told another joke because they killed your sorry, or they beat the laugh out of you until you learn better jokes. That's horrible to say because that's a bad job to have. I'm sitting there every day going, man, I hope I'm funny. I either might die or they might beat me again. I hope I'm funny. Oh, man, I hope I'm funny. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be in that situation to be living like that. Sitting there going, I have to be funny. It's like, what happens? There's nothing funny to talk about. I can't make fun of the king and his people. They're going to kick my butt for doing that. So that's a little bit of extra history for you guys to know. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, when I saw this picture, I thought it was perfect for this blog.
Oh, I thought it was epic. I was like, yes, that picture's so awesome.
Yeah, and especially because, you know, I sent it to you, Richard, and you said that you're going to print it out and frame it.
I'm going to get that bad boy framed because that there, in my best way to say it, tapping into that damn white boy roots of mine, that there is some fancy arts. Best thing to have up on my wall. That shows that there's city sophistication.
Yes, definitely. But let's go back to our critics pick for clowns, shall we?
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to go down the list and name all 30 critics pick, and then afterwards we can talk about it.
Have at it.
All right, number 1, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. 2,
Such a classic.
Stephen King's It, Pennywise.
Oh, another good classic. Scared the daylights out of you.
Number 3, Clown House.
I haven't seen that.
Number 4, Secrets of the Clown.
Okay, now that, right there in the title, sounds creepy as all. Secrets, I don't need no damn secrets of no clowns. Nope, no thank you.
Number 5, S-I-C-K, Sick.
That's a clown movie?
Yeah.
I'm going to check that out.
Because I told you, before we,
No, I mean, I'm going to have to check out the movie.
Oh, yeah, because when I was on Google Images, you know, that's one of the things that actually popped up.
Awesome.
Number 6, Drive-Thru.
Now, that just sounds awesome.
Yeah. Number 7, Clown... Hold up! I have to send this word to Richard because y'all know that my English
live radio spell check. Live radio spell check. I love it.
My English not so good. That's the word. I don't even.
Holy what? Man!
I can't even pronounce
it. If the terminology for you guys to be afraid of clowns was hard enough, they decided to add extra in this one. This one I think is clownstrophobia.
It's spelled C-L-A-U-nstrophobia. and Strophobia.
Yeah, that's Clownstrophobia.
Yeah.
The first one, I don't even know. I'm not even going to try it. But that movie she's referencing to, and that's Clownstrophobia. As jacked up of a title is, it better be a damn good movie.
Number 8, Supernatural, Season 2, Episode 2, Everybody Loves a Clown. Not me.
That's the one I was referencing to. You guys check that episode out. It is awesome.
Yeah. Number 9, We All Scream, or I Scream.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to touch that one. That was just too creepy sounding. Nope, I'm right.
Number 10, No Tears.
Even more morbid.
Number 11, Gacy.
Oh, no, that's a good one. If you guys ever want to know who Pogo the Clown was, who crazy John Wayne Gacy was, you got to watch that movie.
Number 12, Fear of Clown.
That's one you have to watch. That's speaking to you, Chira. You have to watch that one.
Number 13, Spawn Comics Violator the Clown.
Yes. I just talked about it a minute ago. That boy is freaky eerie.
Number 14, Batman Saga The Joker.
Exactly. How can you talk about clowns, not mention the Prince of Evil himself, Joker?
From
Yes.
cartoons to movies.
Yes.
Number 15, ICP Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah. And we can say them in Critics Pick because not only have they done music, they've also done their movie Big Money Hustlers. So we're allowed to say that.
Number 16, Carnival video game.
That one, I will say again, probably the most awesome first-person shooter this side of House of the Dead. You have to play.
Number 17, Killer Clown with Julian Chen.
I saw the cover art to that because Kira sent it to me. It looks pretty sinister. Definitely B-rated. And anyone who is a B-rated horror movie fan, I definitely say you check that out.
Yes, and Julian's last name is spelled Cheah.
Yeah, all these jacked up names. I don't know, man. What's up with y'all? Jacked up names.
Yeah, but this guy's Asian, though.
Don't matter. Still a jacked up name.
Number 18, Captain Spaulding, whatever.
Sid Haig. Sid
Yeah.
Haig. Yes.
Sid Haig.
The Devil's Rejects, Captain Spaulding, also in House of a Thousand Corpses. Highly recommended to watch that movie. I highly recommend to watch both those movies. Not only because I'm a fan of it, I'm a big fan of Rob Zombie. I have personally met and got to sit down next to Sid Haig, who is an awesome individual and a very creepy clown.
I actually watched a couple of Rob Zombie films, like House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, for me, I liked them. They were good.
Yeah. I mean, not only is he a awesome musician, but he's an awesome director.
Yeah.
I love his movies.
Yeah, he gets better as he keeps going on.
Definitely. Number 19, Twisted Metal Sweet Tooth Clown.
Now, that one was one of those games I told you that was on the PlayStation 1 and also on the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. But it was such a good game for back in the day. The autobiographies you would get on the characters when you beat the game, I'm telling you, the Preacher and Sweet Tooth the Clown scared the crap out of me. Those were so well made. It was just very eerie, very scary.
Number 20, Jingles the Clown.
Haven't heard of it.
Number 21, Clown at Midnight.
Haven't heard of that one.
22, Shax the Clown.
Haven't heard that one either.
23, Doink the Clown WWF Wrestling.
Probably one of the best characters that weren't taken serious because he was a gimmick throwaway, but he turned out to be successful. Highly recommended to watch the old school episodes of him, and I particularly liked him when he became Evil Doink the Clown because his intro music was legendary, scary.
Number 24, Ginger Clown 3D with Tim Curry.
Haven't heard of that one.
Number 25, Stitches.
Heard of that movie, haven't seen it, we'll definitely put it on the watch list.
Number 26, Punching the Clown. Where do I sign up? Number 27, Zombies Don't Podcast Clowning Around 62.
Ah, that sounds like a fellow radio show there. Haven't heard of them, but now I'm going to have to go hunt.
Yeah, I actually sent you the cover art for that.
I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah. Number 28, The Clown.
That's very descriptive.
Yeah. Number 29, this sounds like a Mexican, I think themed movie. It's called El Clown. It's E-L and then Clown.
El Clown?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a Spanish reference mixed in with an American word.
Yeah.
If you were to say it in Spanish, it would be El Payaso, the clown.
Yeah. I think it's a Mexican movie, though.
Nice.
Yeah. And then our last one, number 30, No Clowning Around.
That's funny. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. But I also have a short story for you guys.
Oh.
So let's gather around by the campfire as we tell stories about urban legends. This one is called The Clown Doll.
Oh, joy.
A little girl named Judy was having her 7th birthday, so her dad took her out shopping to buy a gift. She walked past a doll section and chose a little clown with a red nose and fuzzy green hair that was holding up 5 fingers with one hand and the other hand behind its back. "I want this little clown, Daddy," she said with a smile. Her dad said, "Sure." Little Judy went home and put the clown on her shelf and went to sleep. The next morning, Judy's dad called to Judy, "Wake up, honey. Time for breakfast." There was no answer. The dad walked up to Judy's room and knocked on the door, but there was still no answer. He busted open the door, getting worried, and saw Judy on the floor, dead. Then he looked up at the clown on the shelf. It was now holding up 6 fingers.
Oh, hell no. See, that sounds like a very eerily close reference to the Krusty the Clown doll episode of Treehouse of Horrors on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
With the repairman going, "Well, see, the reason why I was trying to kill you was because you have it set to evil and not good." Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Okay, that's a creepy enough short story. That please, Kira, shared it with us. But to jump back on the Unexplained topic, because I feel that we've officially merged an episode of the Unexplained and Critics Picks together to make one awesome double episode for you guys.
Yep.
For those of you who are afraid of clowns, I recommend either watch these movies with an accompanying person who will hold you down to make sure you don't fly off the handle and jump through your window, or to your therapist so he can make all kinds of money off you while watching this movie, because he doesn't have to say or do anything, just sit there and monitor your fear.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, if you guys who have issues with clowns and we're trying to find out more information on how to deal with it, I believe we gave you more than enough. And if we give you too many movie references, well, guess what you're going to have to do? It's something Kira won't do, but it's something you're going to have to do. You're going to have to read the blog, check out the links, and watch all the movies we said to get closer references to teach you how to deal with your issues and your fear of clowns.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're sorry, but we gave you the info. Don't sit there giving us the tongue back. That's just how we do things here on the Chira Project.
Yep. But, those 30, is mixed with not only movies and TV series, but, music and, celebrities.
And the video games.
And video games. So, I mean,
now, if anything, that's a little glimmer of hope for you who are afraid of clowns or who are having an issue who can't sleep with clowns. Buy one of those games I'm talking about, preferably Carnival,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to sit there and shoot clowns. What better therapy for you to sit there and go, "Die, clown, die! Scare me! Die, die, die!" Get your fill of that and knock out, because you killed a whole bunch of clowns. Now, don't go do it in real life. I'm saying do it in the video game world. Again, we have our disclaimer up for a reason. We're not responsible for any of you crazies.
Mm-hmm.
And to even jump on that subject, as we're getting close to our show coming to a wind down, not just yet, don't worry, I'll let you guys know when. But to jump on that, to tell you, anyone who suffers from schizophrenia who may be watching the show, don't incorporate clowns into your already hallucinogen yet awesome mind. It's not our fault. It's not your fault. You're just tripping. That's just part of the whole deal. The cards you were dealt in life. But clowns are not the ones to blame. If you know you have schizophrenia, you go to a carnival, you better let them know ahead of time, because we don't want to find you a minute later sitting there screaming on the top of your lungs while you're beating the clown half to death going, "I listened to this episode of the Chira Project and they told me about you evil bastards and I gotta stop you. This ain't gonna happen to me." You do that, I guarantee you will suck for doing that. Just putting it out there.
Yes, we're not responsible.
We're giving you information for logic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're giving you the information for logical reasons for you to understand and to get over your fears. Not for you to go out and punch a clown for real, Kira.
What?
You know it dang well you have that idea in your mind.
We're not responsible for any factual or fictional urban legends claimed to have been witnessed or experienced by other people.
At any time now or in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But I can totally see Kira just walk up to a clown and be like, "I did research on you and your people." Pow! Right in the mouth.
Oh, speaking of which, there was a clown sitting at the, this was in my local mall. There was this clown sitting, down down by the outside of the jewelry stand.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just, with balloons and all that. And there's this pole. You could either go, on the inside of the pole right by him, or go the long way around and go around him. I took the long way around him. I would not go anywhere near him.
Twice as long, but I'm not going to go that way.
Nope.
Yeah, so any of you who are listening who are afraid of clowns, I'm pretty sure you've done what Chira did. Mm-hmm. The best bet, I can tell you guys, honestly, the only thing I can think of that I can highly recommend for you guys to get over the fear of clowns would be something my aunt actually mentioned to me that I think they did for a friend of theirs who was, whatever that term is they refer to, that I refer to as clownophobia. It was so funny, because here it is, we're talking about people afraid of clowns, you got your fear cure, we're trying to help out people, we're giving them the whole folklore and stuff of the urban legend and critics picks. Mm-hmm. But if you honestly sit down with somebody in their chair and you know this person, I'm saying it because my aunt said it and I'm a believer, she was a clown for many, many, many years, to start the process to get you over your fear of clowns, to start so you can sit there and teach your kids not to be afraid of them either. Have someone who either is the clown who does it professionally, or you yourself being a clown, and have the person who has the fear sit there right next to you and have someone apply the makeup on you so they can see the creative process that you're just an ordinary person being painted up as this. 9 times out of 10, that usually helps people out a lot, because they can sit there and go, oh, okay, I know who this person is. They just don't see the makeup and go, oh my god, it's a clown! Oh hell no, I'm out! And faint, fall down on the ground.
I wouldn't let anybody paint my face as a clown. They die.
Well, okay, no, that's too far of an extreme for you so far, I get that. But I'm pretty sure if you sat down next to someone who you knew who was going through the process, it wouldn't be so bad for you, and it would be a little step up with you being able to conquer that fear, because you're gonna see the actor process of it, the transformation. It might not mess with you so much there. That's how I've actually slowly started getting over horror monsters, because I've watched the special features DVDs where I see the people in costume getting all dressed up and stuff. So I go, oh, all right, it's not so bad. It's still going to scare the crap out of me, but I'm fully aware that it's a person in a suit and it's makeups and special effects. I can live through this. And dead silent goes across the leg. I was like, I don't give a damn what you're saying. It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. It can be my mama dressed as a clown. Still not going to happen.
I'd be going around with a bat in my hand. It's like, come near me. It's like, I dare you to come near me. Batter up! Ching!
Oh my, man, Chira, could you imagine for like horror movie status? Well, I'm not going to say I'm going to be the one to do it, but I'm just saying my sinister mind has clicked on. Imagine putting Chira in a haunted house that's pitch black. She has nowhere to see anything. With a bat, that's all she gets. And all someone's doing is walking around the house with a squeaky nose the clown gets. Going, you're going to hear that poor house is going to get a beating, because she's going to be swinging, breaking windows, breaking chairs, taking tables out, hitting the walls, everything. Every time it's like, ah! That's all you can hear. Stuff breaking in the house.
No, I'd look for the nearest window, break that window, and I'm out.
What happens if there was clowns outside?
I'd go find the nearest car, hot wire that sucker, and I'm gone.
Oh, it's great. It's classic. I was just saying, see, my sinister mind, man, it gets going. I'm sorry. That's just me. I get these ideas. It's been a good episode. I've been enjoying talking about it, torturing Chira a little bit. Unfortunately, even though we did a massive amount of research on it, we didn't get as much as we initially thought to give you guys a lot, like of an urban legend folklore about clowns. There was just more of little snippets, news articles. You got the John Wayne Gacy thing. There's also one I'll briefly mention since time is starting to wrap up. You had, in New England, in Boston, there was a group of clowns that were driving around in a beat-up van that were, like, scaring kids at random. Never said whether they got caught or not, but it was a big old ordeal because it was actually true of this happening. A group of freaking creepos who could have been maybe child pedophiles, whatever the hell reference you want to give them, were going around and scaring random kids in clown makeup and clown suits. Hence why we have people like Chira in the world afraid of clowns. When you read stuff about this, I don't blame her. If I was that age, I'd probably be afraid of clowns too. Not cool, man. Mm-hmm. So what else you think, Chira?
Yeah, but just check out the links that Richard and I have up on the blog. There's
Yes.
a lot of information on those links.
Yes, it's good stuff. It's really good stuff for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Like, not only the movies a good reference, it's just all the information we put up on a blog. It's so good for you guys to ascertain, to remain in your mind, and just for you to have fun watching, whether it be with a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a family member, just to sit there and have fun. I mean, even if you can't do it, maybe some of the information we give, like I told Chira, would be a small stepping stone for the healing process for you guys to hopefully get over your fear and to be able to go to sleep at night not worrying about a clown standing there looking over you. To the kids that are listening, you don't have to worry about it. You got your teddy bear, you got your blanket, you're covered. We talked about last episode, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So I guess with that, with all the information we gave you, with me having my brief mode of being able to reverse the roles and give Chira a little dose of her own medicine, this episode unfortunately is going to come to an end.
Yes.
My dear friends.
Yes.
You got told about clowns. You got told about awesome horror movies. You got told about musician clowns and video games with clowns in them. But most of all, you got told how to hopefully face your fears and start the healing process to get over it. And you also got another technical half episode because we put in so many movies in there, it's technically a critic's pick, like we said on our blog post.
Yeah.
But with that, you guys, I am Richard Zong.
And I'm Chira, and you're listening to
here for the Chira Project, her show that I co-host on, which is awesome. And until next time, you guys, we are out of here with the next episode coming next week. Stay tuned. Check out the blog post. Check out our Facebook page, Chira Project. We're out of here.
Yes. Peace and love. Bye, everyone.
Well, that's all the time that we have. But join us again next week where things just might get weird.